Namaste, Gulshat. Thank you so much. You look beautiful, like Earth. Like Earth, really. Very beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Vice Chancellor, what you can do is you can start now.
Yes.
And I will speak first. Rajendra ji is joining us sharp at 1:30. I've spoken to his team. So you can maybe start now. Maybe at 1:20, yeah? 4 minutes more.
Yes, madam. I'll hold on for 4 minutes.
Yeah, you can give the general announcement right now.
Yeah.
Just an important notification, we are live on Facebook and YouTube channel with Best IU at 1:15 p.m. onwards.
Yes. Namaskar to everyone and good afternoon. Well, at the outset, today's webinar is moderated by me. I am Dr. Maheshwar, Vice Chancellor of the Bharatiya Engineering Science and Technology Innovation University, Anandpur in India. And to begin with, today we have very active participants and welcome the participants, guests, faculty and students and other viewers for this Earth webinar, wherein we already conducted a series of programs on this, and we could able to take a lot of insights from various eminent speakers, and we have already consolidated the plans as to how the Earth related environment, energies, and agriculture and indigenous technologies can able to take forward in the future days to come. So with this background, we are very hopeful in coming out with a very tangible plan so that it will be of common use for the whole of humankind. So with this, we have initiated and it's been supported and mentored by the Chancellor, Dr. Rupa Vasudevan, and also Sri Bharatlal Meena, the chairman of this Best IU University, and Dr. Manmohan Singh, the senior advisor of our Best IU University. With all these things, the faculty also have given a good amount of support for the program to be initiated, and the students' involvement has also been very intense, and we are hopeful of coming up with a perfect roadmap in days to come with this end of this webinar series. And now I'll request our Chancellor of the Best IU University, Dr. Rupa Vasudevan, to give the introductory address of this today's webinar. Dr. Rupa Vasudevan, madam, please.
Namaste all. Thank you, Dr. D.L. Maheshwar, for this beautiful intro and setting the tone for the event. I wholeheartedly welcome our special guests. We have the Indian waterman of India, who's an avid conservationist and environmentalist. We have Gulshat here, who has been spearheading several causes for Earth, for the mountains, and she's so gorgeous like Mother Earth. I just spoke to her about it. We are joined here by several students, and we are joined here by several academics. and participants from all across India, where we don't have that much space on our current conference platform to accommodate everyone. And I'm really apologetic about that. But we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, on all our channels. Thank you very much. And once again, welcome for the part 4 of the Earth series. Just as Dr. Maheshwar explained, I am the Chancellor of Bharatiya Engineering, Science and Technology Innovation University, which is based out of Anantapur in the state of Andhra Pradesh, that is south of India. We believe at the university that universities are an enabling space, and that which foster multidisciplinary academic studies and research, and who draw upon theoretical, empirical, methodological resources which have to cut across different disciplinary boundaries. Now, we aim to create a world-class social impact conglomerate where learning is accessible, affordable, innovators are groomed, and their ideas are incubated. We believe that it's important to promote professional, personal growth of knowledge seekers, and while we them a thorough application of learning for collaboration and innovation. The 3 pillars by which we swear by at Best Innovation University is conservation, innovation, and collaboration. And that's how we have made the maximum use of our time with more than 300 very, very eminent speakers coming in speaking in our various webinars and platforms. We also have an arm of our university, which is located out of Anantapur, as I said, where we speak about the culture and the knowledge ecosystem. It's known as the World Forum for Education. It was incepted in the year 2017. We work across continents, we work across countries with knowledge givers, with organizations, with institutions, and with professionals who have diverse socio-economic and political systems and cultures. Because we believe in World Forum for Education that education is far more than the transmission of knowledge in a formal structure. It covers knowledge at all levels, coming from any innovator, any creator, any resource person, which must A, receive a platform for showcase and credit, and B, should have made a meaningful change to the society and has translated this knowledge, which has translated into social and economic impact for a nation. We welcome and we appreciate all such knowledge and skill sets, may or may not come from a knowledge or a formal educational background. Earth series is one such initiative of Bharatiya Engineering, Science and Technology University from India as a part of our role for conservation education. Our university is aware that all individuals, institutions, NGOs, passionate people, and governments have to work hand in hand in order to conserve, preserve, and protect our Mother Earth and its environment before it's extremely late to ponder over. And we have 3 very important themes that we cover under our conservation education. The first theme is indigenous knowledge systems, where we cover handloom, we cover fabric, all this which is indigenous and unique to a certain country, to a certain culture. We talk about and we promote art, such music, innovations in agriculture, traditional systems, well-being through yoga and Ayurveda. We have dance forms, we have archaeology. The second theme, very close to our heart, is earth, where we speak about water, soil, energy, environment, and climate change. The third very important aspect that we are extremely passionate about is culinary, where we speak about food cultures, where we document the heritage cuisines from different parts of the world, where we would like to understand about ancestral vessels from different parts of the world and their significance and the role they can play in the havoc that the COVID-19 is playing. So we have analyzed and we have chief investigators, principal investigators from the university. We have students and we have advisors working on all these themes. So all the viewers here today, if you have something unique that you have documented, something unique that you have shared, and you have to share with us, I think you should reach out to us at the World Forum for Education, which is a social network, a gated community of knowledge givers. So you just have to go into worldforumforeducation.org. It's like Facebook, it's like any other social network where you can come, have your own groups and start your interactions. So I welcome you there. And the ones who are members of the World Forum for Education, we send them out invite for all our webinars and for all our conferences and conclaves that happen throughout the year. Now, let me start with today's theme, which is the Earth series. Let me start with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. We all know he was a pioneer in spearheading minimalism. He said, "You may have an occasion to possess or use material things, but the secret of life lies in never missing them." Now, if you visit the National Museum in India, where Mahatma Gandhi's worldly possessions are kept when he passed away, you would see there are just about 5 to 7 items which he possessed when he left. His bowl, his spoon, his spectacles, his chappals, and his stick. Not to mention the two-piece that he used to wear, very minimalistic. Now, this brings about a very important point here about voluntary simplicity. Many of us probably take pride in speaking about using wood for decoration, using materialistic aspects, which generally is from the environment, is from the Mother Earth. Today, I would like to put in a simple thought about simplicity, about simple living, and about minimalism. This is primarily for all the youngsters and youth who are here today on the platform and who are listening to us in different channels. I believe personally that it does not matter how many things you own, and it is just not a competition. And to get to a specific number of worldly possessions you have with you, people have different hobbies of collections of speaking about the worldly possessions they have. But to be very frank with you, it's up to each one of us to define what is simple living and what minimalism means to us. What is a need to one person can be a want to another, and vice versa. I always say that we need to channelize our inner grandmother. I still remember my grandmother, who used to have, not that she was a poor lady, she was very, very well-to-do. She had 4 or 5 pair of cotton cloths. She used to eat just about a handful of rice and have it with milk. She used to have some fruits and basic vegetables. A very, very gorgeous looking woman. She used to always tell us, make your own bag, reuse whatever you can, borrow, fix, but please don't buy. I still have that ringing in my ears. She used to give us very simple theories, which now relate to me when I am past 40, and which never related to me when I was probably much younger. But today, youngsters have so much to see on the web. You have competition, you are on Facebook, you have social media where you see campaigns every day. You are more evolved than our generation who had absolutely nothing except some few books that used to enlighten us. So what I would like to say today is you may have an occasion to possess, you may have the ability to possess material things, but the secret of life is never ever to miss them. And I go by what M.K. Gandhi said long back. There's so much pollution in our streets. The air and water, is so polluted. It's so critical for all of us right now to express, to discuss, to have dialogue, to find solutions, and start caring about what we need to care most, our environment. It's so important that each one of us becomes an earth crusader, like the special guests who are here today who will speak about their journey, the waterman of India and the mountain woman, Gulshan. We have so many dire problems on hand that we have to deal with environment. Before buying a new product, please ask yourself whether you really need it or whether you might be able to purchase it secondhand. It could make a big difference in the amount of trash we see in our landfills. I will just give you an example because we are all holed up home. We are buying from Amazon, we are buying from several of these online sites. 1/3 of the trash today is packaging. And imagine those fancy cardboard boxes that come to your residence for one small tube of a cream or one small thing that is there inside. If we don't recycle, if we don't get into a habit, I think if we don't adopt these basic principles, I think the world will be a terrible place to live in. And youth of today are quite evolved, so I urge to them to start a minimalistic lifestyle. You define your own minimalism. And I think it's important that each of us come together as Earth Crusaders to save our planet from environmental destruction, from global warming, from seas getting completely filled with plastic, to save our own biodiversity of vegetables, of fruits, and to save our own species of animals, of birds who are getting extinct at an alarming rate. So I would now leave it to our wonderful speakers who are here. We have some very dignified personalities, illustrious personalities who've done phenomenally well to save our Mother Earth. And I now would like to call upon Dr. D.L. Maheshwar, Vice Chancellor of Best Innovation University, to take this forward from here and call upon our special guests and speakers to give their insights and information on environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. It was a distilled thoughts of the Father of Nation, and the 3 principles of our Earth series goes with conservation, innovation, and collaboration. We have been enlightened about these issues as to how we can take it forward. And what a great day it is for the Best IU University. We are having the eminent person who is the Waterman of India. He is in popularly known as Waterman of India. So we are so excited, and on behalf of the Best University, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. We are really proud and privileged to have you in our platform, sir. So kind of you, sir. Yes, needless to say, the possession of Dr. Rajendra Singh is, just it may be a recall of what all are knowing it, but still, I thought it will be, worthwhile to apprise and praise our great personality, Dr. Rajendra Singh. Dr. Rajendra Singh is the Magsaysay Award winner, and he is the Waterman of India. And he is an Indian water conservationist and environmental specialist. And to his performance and to his service, he has won the Stockholm Water Prize in 2015. And to take the service all along, he has called up one NGO and he named it as Tarun Bharat Sangh, which was formed in 1975, which is the thought of our great Rajendra Singh ji. And he is presently is one of the members in the National Ganga River Basin Project with the Government of India program. And apart from India, even in abroad, his service has been recognized, say like United Kingdom. He has been called to establish an NGO known as Flow Partnership, which aims at soil erosion and flooding part. Again, his contribution outside the borders of country. And in 2005, Dr. Rajendra Singh has been awarded by Jamnalal Bajaj Award for his applications in the science and technology in rural development. That is another outstanding award given at the national level. And in 2008, again, the Guardian Association has identified and shortlisted Dr. Rajendra Singh as among the first 50 people who could save the planet. What a great contribution of our Rajendra Singh, sir. So nice of you, sir. Again, in 2016, very recently, he has been bestowed with Ahimsa Award by the Institute of Jain Technology based in UK. So these are some of the salient, achievements and recognition he has got into this, planet, and more so, the national issue of water, which is impressed by our Prime Minister as water is life. We have to conserve water. The country is now looking at as Jalashakti. Now, for all those new programs, it gives a driven power from our Rajendra Singh Sahab, and we are so fortunate to have you here today, sir. I welcome you to address our viewers and the luminaries in this program, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please welcome.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Ji. Yes, today I'm sharing my experience for this earth. Today, this earth facing crisis of climate change and global warming. So this crisis is a modern crisis, but the solution, this crisis is a modern and global crisis, but solution is local, and solution is indigenous wisdom. And the indigenous wisdom is a respect of nature and the equal respect of the nature and humankind. So up to this trend for Indian wisdom or indigenous knowledge system, we are the global teacher. But today, we not have this position. Why? Because today we are very much involved in the economic profit competition, global network. We not involved for the security for common future. If we not involved in the security of common future of the humankind, of the nature or biodiversity, so this crisis come like COVID-19. So today, if you understand what is the going on in this globe, so in last 5 years, I visit the 60 countries 5 times, 20 from Europe and 20 for Central Western Asia and 20 for Africa. Why I visit? Because I understand what is the real stress or what is the real tense between the Europe and Africa and Asia. So today, when the Africans and Asians moving toward to the Europe, so the urban people of Europe say, yes, climatic refugee come. And the tension between this continental crisis. And why this crisis? Because the environmentalists have been living in anger, seeing governments' ignorance toward saving environment and lack of respect by the corporate for natural resource. The civil society has been selfishly moving toward a unsustainable living. So this is the consequently environmentalists have been contemplates the government and capital market. This mismatch and inaction has resulted is encroachment, pollution, and exploitation of the environment. So, my dear friend, I can say if this phenomena going on this planet, we can't live with happiness. We can't live with good health. So today is most important. We can understand about our Bhagwan. What is the meaning of Bhagwan? The Bhagwan is Bhaise Bhumi means earth. Gaise Gagan means space. Vaise Vayu means oxygen, air. Aise Agni means source of heat, source of energy, sun. And Naise Need means water. These five elements is the base of our life. But we forget this base of life and we not living with the respect of that. So if we are not living with this respect with them, so our earth is feared, global warming and climate change. In हिंदी मेरे गांव के लोग कहते हैं कि धरती को बुखार चढ़ गया है और मौसम का मिजाज बिगड़ गया है, तो अब खेती को पता नहीं बारिश आएगी कि नहीं. So my dear friend, if we not give the respect to the nature, so the nature, angerness of nature, we can't understand the character of nature. So today is most important. We can understand the character of nature. If we not conserve the water, we not conserve the soil, so no employment in the rural area, no employment in agriculture, no employment in horticulture and animal husbandry. So that is the forced migration. So the forced migration is not healthy for this nation. This is not for Atma Nirbharta, not for self-sufficiency. And you see, if you want the solution of this crisis, so today need the community-driven, decentralized natural resource management, like water, like soil, like forest. So today is the most important that we can encourage the community-driven, decentralized natural resource. So due to this natural resource, if we are not moving toward, so you are facing drought and flood. You know, when we got independence, my country got freedom. That time, how much area under the drought and under the flood. Today, the 10 times more stress of water in my country. 365 districts, partly, not fully, partly facing the water scarcity, and simultaneously, partly 190 districts facing flood. So this encouraging 10 times fold more drought and 8 times more fold area is flood. So this crisis, why this crisis we are facing? Because our education system just teaching us the maximum use of natural resource. So we are, our learning and our engineering and technology is what is the way we can use the maximum natural resource. So that maximum natural resource only you can use if you know the extraction and exploitation of natural resource. So one hand, we are very much encouraging the extraction and the underground aquifers. You know, the 72% underground aquifers is overdraft. You see my slides, and you can understand how much area, the red area in India. So these are our real bank. This is our real RBI. The underground water bank is a real bank because without that bank, we can't product anything. So, water bank is the real bank for us, and our real bank, water bank, is today 72% overdraft. So, if uh, your science not with sense, if your science you are not using with common sense, just you are using the science for commercial and for profit, so your nature is not helping you. And in my area, I use the science with sense. I use the science with common sense, not for profit. Profit for planet, for nature, for common future. So I give the respect to the underground aquifers. In my area, uh, very nice fractures, vertical confined fractures, and horizontal sharp fractures. So by these fractures, I recharge my aquifers and my all well recharge. You know, in our underground aquifer, the mostly the six type of the character in the typology of the underground aquifer, where the alluvium uh, there is the very good water bank. So we understand about the aquifer by with the local wisdom, and due to that I give the respect to them. So in my life, when I start this work, so the I start with my medicine and by education. But one old man told me, Rajendra, we not need your medicine, we not need your education, we need water. If you are living in my area, so you only do the water conservation. If you do the water conservation, so the all people rivers migrate to the rural area. The same situation by this work, and the all local people involved, from the resource mapping, all the decision making process, and due to the involvement of the local people, so we use the natural engineering. And where the steep slopes, we make a convex design. Where the natural depression, we make a concave design. Where the gentle slope, we make a straight design. So due to this use this engineering, the geohydroscience, my I only create 11,800 water bodies, and due to the creation the 11,800 water bodies, the 250,000 well recharged, and 1,700,000 people reverse migration in 19 districts, where I done the 1,200 villages this work. So I just say one thing: if you really want the better future, if you want a life with happiness, if you want the life with enjoyment and happiness, so the only way the nature can give the happiness to you. And now the all people come, and they are doing agriculture, and they are enjoying life with this water and greenery. And you can see this presentation. That time my all 4 level underground aquifer is overdraft. When I start the recharge, my 12 river is flowing perennial. Before that, river is dry and dead. And after the 11,800 water body creation, all water recharging the aquifer and accumulate the underground aquifer, and water level come up, and my river is flowing. So this is, you can see the contracts. You see the contracts before the all barren hills. Now this river is flowing and hill is green. So this is the big change. This is the ground level, the end of the river. Before that tree, now this big tree you can see, and the whole river is perennial. You know, in the 16 March 1994, this is the scenario. The National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad, done a impact study on my work, and they say immense increase in vegetation is clearly visible in the region. So the change you can visualize, you can see, and due to this greenery, the global warming gone and climate change adaptation and mitigation come. I done this all work with. I start from village, and now my river is flowing because we done the linking crop pattern with rain pattern, stop soil and um, you can see the contracts. My dear friend, just I take the 2 minutes and you understand. The sun give the red heat, and that red heat change when that heat go to the ocean, Arabian Sea. That red heat desalinate the water of the sea and change the blue heat with H2O, and that H2O moving toward to the green heat, and when they meet both, so the both is discharged same time. The rains come, but that is the red heat, is the man-made red heat. This is the disaster of development, and my area under that heat. So my area declared that time is the rain shadow, जहाँ बारिश नहीं होती. So my area is declared before, and that time the woman singing the song, बादल तो आते हैं हर साल मेरे गांव में, पर बरसते नहीं है वो, ना मेरे कुएं में पानी ना मेरे खेत में पानी, जब से बादलों ने रूठना शुरू किया, मेरा बेटा और बहू भी रूठ कर चले गए हैं दिल्ली. So this is the big change, and after that some water we divert in my water bodies, and my water body is now perennial. So due to the perennial, micro cloud formation start, and this micro clouds invite the macro clouds, and both meet and the very good rains. So this is the way, if your lifestyle with the respect of the nature, so the climate change adaptation by water conservation and agriculture adaptation and mitigation, the both answer in our way of conservation and our way of life, and temperature go down. So before 2015, in the debate of the climate, no water, but today I can say the water is climate and climate is water. This is the under the Paris Agreement agree by the UN. We done the 65 days march in Paris with 30 people of India and 65,000 people from the globe. Due to this agitation, finally the UN and the all world leaders agree the water is climate and climate is water. So my dear friend, in the end I can say one thing: if your lifestyle with the respect of nature, so you can enjoy your life. If you are moving the anti-nature, you can't enjoy in your life. Thank you very much. I think I finish on time. Or if you have some time, you can ask some question to me. I can respond you. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद जी। आप वाइस चांसलर जी के आने के 1 मिनट पहले मैं कुछ बोलना चाहूंगी। I think you are a youth icon today in India, and I would urge all the students of our university as well as the viewers here to join in your honorable cause, get some guidance from you. My God, 11,800 water bodies just with indigenous knowledge. I think it's not only UN, it's each one of us who live here who have to start practicing being crusaders and understanding from you how do we do it, how to make a positive difference to the environment. And I think we need more and more change makers like you, and we would like to take initiative first from our university. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, for your time, and for all the efforts that you have been putting in to keep us all alive, to give us some more of the time. You're buying time from the end day that we will see sometime later. And thank you for all of this. And thank you for coming in here while you're so busy, and we understand that. I think you've made a huge difference to the Earth series and to the viewers who are here and the students. I also urge the students to kindly look through the Tarun Sun, which is spearheaded and advised in some way by Dr. Rajendra Singh, who is the waterman of India. I would like all of you to contribute. Being agricultural students, I think it's your responsibility that you are a part of this wonderful mission. Thank you so much, and over to the moderator.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your enlightened consolidation of the thoughts of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. But it was a very illustrious presentation with facts and proven impact. Not just a sort of just brief appraisal. It is a real facts covering across India and even across countries. So that's where the efforts of Rajendra Singh Sahab has been made, and I'm proud to make a mention before Rajendra Singh Sahab that our university with the recent mentorship, we are also into this indigenous knowledge system of conservation, and we're also into this science and sense way of integration of the partners. So I'm sure that by the time you visit us again, we are going to witness these concepts are been imbibed with our students, and as I know pronounced by our chancellor, these are our 3 pillars of our societal growth, and also, as you said, rightly said, the technology of natural resources conservation and management. Yes, our university being into the engineering science, agricultural science, horticultural science, and forestry, we are going to integrate these components for our natural resource management with high regard and respect for the climate and the nature. And
Thank you very much.
Happy for all your addressing for all, and I'm sure that our students really keep you as a role model. You are a role model for our young students, and I'm sure that they'll follow your footlines in days to come. Thank you once again, sir, for your enlightened address. So kind of you, sir. Yeah. With this, we have witnessed a very interesting and national cause issue being addressed by Rajendra Prasad, and now we have yet another personality, eminent personality. She's Gulshat Uznebev. She's from she's another speaker for us today, and again welcoming madam, and it's our pride and privilege to also introduce your performance to our viewers and participants and students. And madam has entered the political career and elected as the Youth Public Chamber of the City District Council as the UFA, and she has studied economic science and obtained her PhD and MBA from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, UK. And she was the youngest managing director of the retail bank in Russia, that is added credit to Madam, and she has continued to serve the career of Royal Bank of Scotland Groups and the Coutts and Company Private Bank in UK. And Madam is currently a member of Monaco Economic Board and founder and chief executive officer of Lux Pro Business Events Company based in Monaco. So these are her, present privileged positions. And she has, to her credit, she has organized a number of prestigious events in UK, Monaco, Switzerland, Russia, UAE, and Europe. And also proudly to say that she has received awards as Best Organizer of Business Events in Berlin and is a Business Lady of the Year in London. And she's also been awarded as Award of Congress of Real Estate and Investment for Achievement in the field of investments in Europe. And Madam is very oratorious speaker in 5 languages. So this is her credibility, and we are proud to have you to seek your thoughts and insights to our viewers and students and faculty. Welcome, Madam.
Good afternoon. Namaste. Thank you very much for such a nice introduction. And it's a great pleasure being with you today and to participate to that webinar with such an important subject. And thank you very much. Also, I'd love to thank the previous speaker. And I also would love to mention that our main mission, I think, is to make some changes by showing the example, because it's one thing is to speak about how it's important to protect our planet and the water and the environment, but another thing is to do some actions on it, and your actions are very important. And I would love to personally thank the previous speaker. I would love to also thank all of you who are concerned about this subject. And I think it's very important that we are all together, united from different parts of this world, but we are united for this such important question of our environment and of our nature. To say shortly a little introduction about my connection and India. Actually, India is in my heart, and this winter, just before the lockdown, I went to India with my mother. We were in the south of India for Enlightenment Festival, and the main venue and the main motivation to attend to the festival, it was the reunion and consciousness of understanding that we are and our planet, it's the same. It's the same universe, it's the same body, it's the same organism. So that was the main subject of this Enlightenment Festival. We did a lot of meditations about connections between us and nature and the planet. That the planet, our body, it's the same system. And I am actually so inspired and so impressed by Indian people, how this level of consciousness is so elevated in your hearts and in your actions that even many European countries can take a very good example from you and from your action. And this is also another thanks from my personal side. So shortly, I'm coming from Bashkortostan Republic. It's a republic that is located in one of the oldest mountains in the world. So before, as you know, the history, it was 2 different continents, Europe and Asia. Today it's the one continent. But by splitting these 2 continents, so they created these oldest mountains we have called Ural Mountains. That's where I'm coming from. And recently, just exactly a few weeks ago, we've been so busy with the protection of 285 million years old mountain, Kushtau, that was under the danger of the explosion for the commercial use. I will tell you about this story a bit shorter later, but I would love to share with you our experience with this protection of this protection of our environment and about our success, because we have also good news that believe or not, we succeed in this kind of task. I would love to ask team of the university put the first introduction video about the subject, and then I will give you more explanation. Thank you.
While the world is focused on Belarus, people in the Republic of Bashkortostan in Russia are struggling to save their environmental heritage, the Kushtau mountain. It is an ancient mountain, 230 million years old, a remainder of a reef massif. Activists are working to stop the Bashkir Soda Company, known as BSK, and recognize Kushtau as a protected nature reserve. Russia has 22 republics, and Bashkortostan is one of them, located on the border of Europe and Asia. There were 4 unique mountains of chalkstone origin called Shians. They are located 140 kilometers from Ufa, the capital of the republic. BSK has already raised one of the mountains to the ground and plans to do the same with this one. In early August, BSK deployed heavy machinery to the site, but faced the resistance of about 10,000 locals and activists. Residents set up a tent embassy, which was attacked by Soda's protection agency, the police, and the army. 81 activists were detained. On August 16th, the clash was stopped by the head of the republic.
Я даю слово, что на эту гору никто не зайдет, пока мы не найдем компромиссное решение. Никто не зайдет.
After a week of demonstrations, BSK was forced to halt activities temporarily. For the local people, this mountain is holy. It is the source of myths, legends, and songs.
Thank you very much. So that was a short introduction. I will say you shortly the history. There is a BSK company. It's a commercial company that today based in offshore Cyprus. It's an offshore company. So, and this company on the years of 50s, they started the destroying of one of the mountains because there were 4 Shihans. And so they started developing one mountain by exploding, by blowing it up to produce soda bicarbonate. So the soda, the baking soda we used to bake bread, or we use it to produce washing powder. So this baking soda, but the method they use to produce the soda is the method of the years 80s. So to be precise, it was 1860 the method created. So since we are in 2020 today, so since there are so many new innovation methods are available to produce soda bicarbonate. But this company, they continue to use this completely old method by burning the mountain and polluting for the 1 ton produced tonna. The company polluted 9 tons of the pollution, and that pollution goes directly to the river. And I heard many times during this time when we've been trying to connect with international foundations, environment protectors, United Nations, UN, UNESCO, we've been contacting many international organizations and foundations in this field, and we heard many times that people were saying like, well, it's your local problem. And as a previous also speaker mentioned, that cannot be a local problem, because there is a circulation of, first of all, water circulation in the planet. Secondly, it's the circulation of the air and the pollution as well. So the pollution that goes directly to the river of Agidel, it's Bela, the name of the river is Agidel. It's the main river of the Bashkortostan Republic. This river goes directly to the main river of the Russia Federation, Volga River, and Volga River goes directly to the Caspian Sea. So you see the impact, so the local impact of the pollution on the river, on the local river, goes to the international level, because it goes to the biggest river of Russia, and then it goes to, of course, to the sea, and many other and of course sea goes after to the ocean. So there is all this circulation, and the problem of the environment cannot be local. Whatever it's happening, even if it's the problem happening in China or India or Brazil or any other countries. Unfortunately, today we have environmental problems presented in many countries. And today the question of sustainable business and the importance of the protection of our environment and our planet and our nature, it's raised up more and more frequently today. We see the beautiful example of Greta, who stand up and who it's a new generation. She stand up with many other young activists who say, no, we are concerned about our future, we are concerned about our nature. And I believe that this generation, the new generations, that is the future of our planet. And hopefully I see that this generation has bigger consciousness that we have and we had in our time. So, and this is actually a very good example and a very big hope for all of us, that we can also inspire the youth and we can inspire the young people. And I believe we can inspire them by a personal example. Especially, it's very important to provide this knowledge and to share your experience through university, as Best Innovation University is doing, but not only university, because I believe the education is coming, first of all, from the family, from the home. So we are at home, all of us, we are the teachers by life. We are teachers who are sharing our knowledge, who are sharing our example. And to share a good example, I think this is the main message that we have to provide to the people who are younger, and not necessarily who are younger, even for those who are older. For example, I have a personal example. Me going to the holiday with some of my European friends, and I see when we had some trash remaining, so I was doing a selection, plastic bottles all separately, and I see my friends mention that I'm doing that, and they say, oh, why you're wasting your time? Anyway, nobody see you do that. And I was so shocked and surprised, because it's a people of certain level and education. And I say, well, it doesn't important if somebody see or not. I see it, and it's my responsibility, my own responsibility. And the good impact of that little situation is that my friends, since I see it, they started to do it too. So the good example is inspiring our relatives and our environment and people who are around that. And I'm asking you to share this good example as you are doing already, and thanks for that. But I think it's very important also to share this positive attitude in terms of protection of our environment. Another thing that I would love to also share with you, it's the fact when recently we've been contacting many these international organizations and governmental structures in Russia and everywhere in terms of protection of these mountains. We faced many official replies and letters, or even by phone, people been saying us like, oh, please stop it, don't lose your time, because the question is already sorted out, the decision is already has been made, so the mountain should be used for commercial use. But the thing is, one little example, one little movement of one little person in quantities means a lot. That means that even the question was approved initially by the government in terms of developing this mountain. The noise we have made, the world attention were attracted to this question. All these activists who came up, who stand up in front of the mountain, who've been there day and night in a tent protecting these mountains from the force, as you see in the video, because it was police force, it was the workers of the company, it was a lot of pressure on them, physical, moral pressure, but people stand up all together because even if they knew that the question is already sorted out and they will develop it, but the fact that if there is something that is happening not right, you have to act in the right way. Even if you think that your action will be so small and so limited and minimalistic and it will not change, it will change. And this is actually our example, is a good example of how a little change can make a big difference. So we have a good news that I did not share it yet, but we have a good news, a very positive news. So since today, we know by the head of the Republic and the president of Russia Federation, Putin, who announced officially on the media that the mountain won't be developed. So we saved this mountain all together, also with the help of the leading Woman Challenge and with your webinar, where thanks to you kindly agreed to make a speech on this field. But thanks to all of us, thanks to many other people who participated in terms to save the mountain from places of this world, we saved the mountain. And this is a beautiful example that we all together, we can make a difference. Another good example, when somebody is telling you like, oh, your actions are small and they will not change the result, imagine yourself sleeping at night and imagine in your big room, there is only one small mosquito. Will you be able to sleep? Not sure, right? So imagine us all together like little mosquitoes, but that makes this difference. I would love to also show you another video. It's only 1 minute video that we received from China, also from activists, actually from a very young activist and his family in support of this mountain.
Mom, what is Shihan? Shihan is an ancient mountain. Ancient? What was before us? Before us, these lands were populated by native Bashkirs.
How curious. And what was before that?
Before that, the ancient people and mammoths roamed these lands.
What was before the mammoths?
Before the mammoths, there were dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. And what was before them?
Before them, there was a sea here.
A sea?
Yes, the Shihan is a river name of the ancient sea.
Now, what will be after us?
So this is the video of 6-year-old boy who heard from his mother, who'd been following some social accounts regarding this problem. And the little boy, he saw how his mother concerned about this question. And he asked her, what is that? And when she explained to him, he said, I would love to also to participate in terms to save this mountain. So it's a 6-year-old boy. And this is the future, and this is the future that I was speaking about before. And this is actually warming up my heart and giving us a lot of hope that all together we can make a difference and we can protect our environment, not only by mountain, not only by water, but by any other positive attitude. And I'm here with you to join your other actions. And I'm here to also share this positive attitude worldwide.
Thank you, Gulshan. I think you were so remarkable, and I think the visual aid that you used to really show how you all saved the mountain, it's unbelievable. I think the order of the day is conserve, preserve, protect Mother Earth and our environment before it's too late. And I can't endorse more when you say it starts from home. Because I am an educationist and I've been in education for 25 years. And there is only a part of education, a part of awareness that we can create. I think it's each one of us as mother, daughter, sister, civilian, grower, celebrity, to take this ownership on us, work hand in hand to ensure and understand it's our personal responsibility and create awareness in whichever small, big way possible. Thank you, Gulshan. I think it was wonderful having you, and we would love you that you join us for our other webinars also that happen in India, because you said you've come to India and it's made a profound impact on you. So we would like to invite you again for our conclave that is there in December. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the cause. Thank you so much for being a crusader and wonderful, insightful presentation. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Gulshan's presentation was only action-oriented. Everything should be proven with action. And she brought out the historical century experiences to the young generation. Thank you, madam. And you are now indication of that education is going to bring in a change. It's going to bring a difference at the initial level and at the later level. A good message was been communicated to all the viewers. Thank you once again, madam. Now I call upon our senior advisor, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, to give his concluding address.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, sir. It was really very, very informative and inspiring session today. And very, very eminent personalities like Dr. Rajendra Singh ji and Ms. Gulshan spoke today. And it was very, very, what I should say is high quality discussion. And I'm sure our all students would have been inspired by the talk today. As our Chancellor told in the beginning, our mission and vision of Best IU is conservation, innovation, and collaboration. And our speakers today, they almost focused on this issue. And they have given importance of nature for the future generation. Dr. Rajendra Singh ji has told it is like a real bank balance. And we have 70% overdraft. That means we are drawing more than what we have in our reserve. How can then future survive? It's a very, very important thing. He was telling, use technology with common sense. In our college days, when our teacher said common sense is a very rare sense, we laughed. And today, all of us know it's a very rare sense, the way we are using the natural resources, exploiting it in such a way as if we are the final creatures who will live on this planet. This is really a very serious issue. Dr. Rajan Singh ji has, by personal example, shown how locals can be inspired, locals can be motivated and involved in conservation, and how the water can be conserved, and how water conservation has led to reverse migration. So once the people know that it can help, conserving nature can help their livelihood, their life, their future, their children, definitely they will get involved. So that is the message he has given, and with the involvement of people only, this mission can be fulfilled. Water can change life, he says. And finally, he says, water is climate and climate is water. So as we all know, Jal hi Jeevan hai. When there is no water, there is no life. So we need to understand common sense. That is the sense which need to prevail. So all our students who are young, stepping in the life, they must take this message in a positive sense, and always remember common sense is most important sense, whether we use technology or whether we use food or any dressing or any aspect of our life. We need to have common sense. We need to ask question, what I am doing is correct or not. That's what the young child in the presentation by Gulshat, 6-year-old child, is asking, what after us? Such a nice message Ms. Gulshan has given. I'm really very impressed by the presentation, by that video. And let me tell you, Monaco is the most expensive and wealthiest place in the world. So a person from the wealthiest person is speaking to a people of a country which is almost, at the other end. And she says that we all share the same planet, whether we are rich or poor. We share this planet. That's what she says. And with collective action of all, we can save this planet. And with personal example, we can, as she's saying, when they were going for some outing, plastic bottle, we take along with us, we never understand the implication of it. So everyone has responsibility for protecting this Mother Earth, and we all should join hand, use our common sense, use technology with common sense, and definitely we are going to save this planet for our future generation. So with this, I'm really once again thankful to our respected speakers, Dr. Rajan Singh ji and Ms. Gulshat ji, for having spared their time and enlighten all our faculty members as well as our students. Thank you all. With this, we now conclude this session. Thank you.
I would like to also recognize the presence of Dr. Ayla Al-Jofri. She is the founder and global global founder of World Women Leading Change, an organization that empowers women and children. I also recognize the presence of, and it's because of her that we could hear Gulshan. And that's how we been introduced to Gulshan. Thank you, Dr. Ayla, for being a support. And also I recognize the presence of Alice Kamunge, the president from Africa, and our well-wisher who's been in the webinars every time, helping us through and exchanging a lot of ideas on agriculture and environment. I thank all the other eminent international delegates who are here in the session too. Thank you so much.